Hi, and welcome to this week's video. It is a makeup tutorial. We are in the throes of spring 2018. Well, most of us are. I'm so sorry for the part of the country, the world that's still experiencing winter. I promise spring will get there soon. You guys have really had a lot to contend with, and so I feel for you. For those of us who are already experiencing and seeing the warm up, we are excited to launch into spring makeup, fashion, to shed the wool, to shed the dark and drab colors and bring out something light and fresh. I have been perusing Pinterest and many places and checking out what is really in this season, and I am in love with the colors. From rose, as you see here, even a dusty rose, to copper, to peach, to even a very minimalistic look and still utilizing red lipstick. These are all trends that are in big time, and they all play up with the spring colors, and you've probably noticed how pretty and bright they are. It's as if the colors just jumped off of an Easter egg. You've got your pastel greens, lavenders, yellows, purples, all of that. Designers are having a field day with color. Florals are in. So really our faces should match what else is going on. And the tutorial that I'm going to do today is a dusty rose tutorial. I find it to be very soft and pretty. It can be modified. This has a bit of shimmer in it. If shimmer is something you shy away from or you don't feel it flatters you too much, you can always take these colors and use a matte palette. So again, you can find something similar to what I'm using and make it work for you. Or if you want to try and experiment with a little shimmer, I'm going to show you the perfect placement where it can work for you and not be too in your face or settle into areas where you feel you've got too many fine lines and wrinkles. So again, the key is placement, how much and where. So let's go ahead and rewind the video and start from the beginning. So here's our starting point. I've already applied the foundation, eyelid primer, and that's it. I figured I'm gonna save some time. Oh, by the way, filled in the brows a little bit too. So at this point, it's time to push in, and you can see the color application and where everything is gonna go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start with the eyes. And I'm going to utilize this palette. I have featured this on my channel so many times. It's the Urban Decay Naked Heat. These colors I just find to be so versatile. So you've got your coppers in here, you've got your roses, a little bit of plum. It's gonna work beautifully. I'm going to list every single color that I use in the description box, so don't worry if I don't mention it verbally or if I go too quickly, it will all be there for you. First and foremost, we need to just get a little bit of shadow all over the eyelid. So I'm using a very light color, this one, and I'm just going to do a light dusting of the entire eyelid, basically setting powder to the foundation. Once we've applied an eyelid primer, we now need to set it with a little bit of a powder, and I always choose a very light neutral color to do that. Okay, now is when we get to start playing with our rose colors, and you can see this one right here, very, very shimmery, pretty rose. I'm going to apply that to the lid only. Remember, as I've always said, if you want to use shimmers, be wary of shimmering the whole eye. It's going to be a little bit too much. Also, shimmers tend to highlight lines, wrinkles, creases, and all of that. So the smoothest part of your eye is right here on your lid. So this is where I like to apply a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to take a firm, flat brush, and I'm going to use now that to press in to my eyelid and apply this shimmery rose. I'm going to take that up just a little bit into the crease, but this is really where the light catches the eye and where you want to focus any shimmer. Now, if you've noticed, I have not applied any concealer. That's because I'm going to save that for the end to sweep away any shadow that may have fallen below. Now I'm going to utilize this middle color, kind of a matte rusty rose, and I will apply that now in the crease area above and a little bit out to the side. I'm starting to build center on out. Now working with the outer corner, we go to our deepest shade, which is this plum. And hugging tight to the lash line, blending outward in a V shape. What I like about these palettes is that it can really go from day to night, depending on how light-handed or heavy-handed your application is. But these are very versatile, pretty colors. And the best way to transition this, let's say if you're doing from office to after-hour cocktails or a dinner date, just bring a little black eyeshadow with you, and you can deepen this area that I'm focusing on now with a little bit of black, and then hug your lash line as well. And that's a quick way to transition this into a nighttime look. And now with my larger brush, see this very, very light shadow here? I'm now going to go inner corner. And then right underneath my brow bone. Okay, with an eyeliner, I like a brown for more of a daytime look. You can use a black for nighttime. I'm going to line the inner rim, both lower and upper. Okay. Then I'm going to take that little bit of that rose that I had on this brush and just sweep right underneath along that lower lash line, adding just a little bit of a rose shimmer underneath. Very, very light, not too much, just a little bit. Whew, my eyes are watering. Okay, so now I'm going to use a blending brush and blend it all together. Sweep it out to the side. Okay, and it's time for mascara. I'm still using the Roden & Fields Lash Boost and the Thrive Causemetics mascara. As you saw in one of my videos, and I'll provide a link to that, these two have been providing tremendous lash results for me. Very, very happy. Now I will pop on a little set of false eyelashes on top of this, just for an extra dramatic lash. You can choose to opt out of that if you don't feel you need it or want it. That's totally up to you. I'm going to let that set for a little bit. In the meantime, I can apply now my concealer. Get rid of these circles. Couple little taps. Still using Tarte Shape Tape. As you know, I've done quite a few videos on concealer. I love the Tarte product line. From the Maracuja Creaseless to the Shape Tape, both are excellent, excellent products. Bye-bye circles. You can use leftover concealer to highlight areas. Around the mouth, the nose, above the lip. It's a built-in highlighter for the areas that you'd like to lighten and see protrude. So the eyelashes that I like are the Kiss Ever Easy Lashes number 02. I just find these to be the perfect natural lash, just the right length. Sometimes lash strips are too wide and I find that I have to clip them in order to fit the length of my lash line. These are just right. They're not, you know, crazy in your face lashes. Very natural, very pretty. So I find that I gravitate to these time and time again. A little strip lash glue. I use a clear tone one. Again, it's all in the description box. Gonna tap along the lash line. Just let it dry a little bit. Okay. I hope it's finally becoming spring where you are. I know much of this country has been socked in, especially the Northeast, central states and the plains, with a horrendous winter. So it is my hope that you are finally seeing a sign of spring. A little warmer temperatures, a little more sunshine. You've so richly deserved it. The rest of us down south are definitely in the throes of a very nice and pretty spring. Again, to apply the falsie, you go from above. Very rarely will you nail it the first time around. That's okay. This is your time for adjustment to make sure it matches the other side. When everything is dry, take a little spoolie and just kind of brush them together. And this is an opportunity for you to assess. If you want to add a little bit of shimmer or dusty rose to your eyelid, you can do that. And sometimes I just take my finger, press it in the powder, and then just press it right here on my lid. If I really want to add a kick and a little extra sparkle, I can do that. Or if I'm happy with the way things are, I can just leave it alone. Alrighty, so time to set all of this with powder. Now, a little contour, highlight, and such. Sculpt the areas that you wish. We all have different things that we want to accentuate, minimize. Remember, going a little bit under the cheekbone, stronger bone structure. Warming up your forehead and the side here offers a little bit more of a sun-kissed look. Going underneath your jawline really sharpens that. Just make sure you pull it down. And then I'm going to warm it up with a bronzer on top. So think of it as sort of 3 or 4 layers, really. You have your contour here, your bronzer which goes right above it, your blush is going to go here, and then your highlighter here. So you're really building. Blush time, and it's a dusty rose as well to match the eye color. Last but not least, a little highlighter. Again, really plays up the summer look. You can go, this has a little bit of a shimmer in it, but again, you can use a matte type of a highlighter going right on your cheekbone, a little bit down the center of the nose. Okay, and now we're moving on to the lips to complete the look. I'm going to use a very light to nude lip liner. And then fill it in with a very light, dusty rose type color. Dusty rose, copper, peach, and don't forget red. Now, if you go for a red lip, might I encourage you to do everything else very minimally. You can do maybe a little black wing eyeliner with mascara. Very, very simple. But again, that's a very, very popular look as well. So let me pull out and then you can see it all pulled together with the top and how it ties in. Get it? Ties in? Okay, so here you have it, a very soft and romantic dusty rose spring 2018 look, utilizing a lot of products that I've had from the previous year, a lot of colors that I featured on this channel before. So that's my goal, is for you not to waste. If I encourage you to go out and purchase something, I want to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. But I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you are experimenting and enjoying some of these spring colors. You know, it's so fresh, it's pretty, it's vibrant. These brighter colors really bring our skin to life. And then especially if you self-tan, spray tan, or if you've been outside at all and caught a little bit of sun, it really warms up the skin, plays in so well with richer tones in the skin. So give me 2 thumbs up if you found this tutorial helpful. I love doing makeup tutorials for you, and I really, really love checking out what's in, what works, and not everything that's in, by the way, necessarily works for us. I mean, I've seen blue, green, orange eyeshadow that I would run from. Okay, if you're 20, yeah, it's great, but 50, not so much. So the goal here is to find things that keep you with the latest and the greatest, but still erring on the side of class and sophistication and experimental. You know, we don't want to completely forego trying something new in the name of being safe. So it's a fine line that we walk, but it's one that I'm very happy to walk and to take you down. And I hope that you find these ideas and suggestions maybe a little bit outside the box of what you've been doing and trying, and getting you to open up and experiment. And as I've always said, whether it comes to hair, makeup, wardrobe, what's the worst thing that can happen? You don't like it? Hair you can grow out, makeup you can try something new. So again, you don't know until you try. And I'm really happy that we are experimenting and trying right here in our very comfortable bathrooms and our wonderful spaces. So give me an idea of what you'd like to see next week. We are, like I said, in the throes of spring. So if it's fashion, swimsuits, whatever, lay it on me. I hope you have a very rosy week ahead, and be bold and be blessed in everything that you do. And I will see you next Thursday at 1 p.m. It's a date.